Traders.
That's a great question. We do see a lot of spot volume, and actually, retail volume reached an all time high in late May. We saw a lot of activity on retail oriented platforms, primarily in the spot market. But the majority of crypto trading volume today actually happens on the derivative side. And so at CoinShares, we trade 10 billion a quarter. Typically, trading is a big part of our business, as well as exchange traded products. But really, where we're looking is sentiment from traders. They tend to position around volatility. So once we see volumes coming back on the trading side.
Welcome to the stream. They're going to show the trader for Apes Together Strong right now in about 10 minutes. So Charles Payne, they're going to be debuting the new film, and they're going to be talking about Wall Street Bet and some of the biggest bets out there, and the film that should be coming out later this year.
Absolutely, such an interesting milestone for the Bitcoin ecosystem. Look, at the end of the day, the people of El Salvador, right, have historically had an economy that's pegged to the US dollar. This recognition of Bitcoin as legal tender and as the country's chosen currency is a huge signal. Obviously, the IMF responded immediately to El Salvador and said it wants to discuss this topic urgently. But I think what we'll see more and more is countries and economies around the world that are looking to align themselves with this new market. Crypto market cap today, $1.7 trillion. Over the last 365 days, trillions of dollars of economic value moving across the Bitcoin network and the Ethereum network. This is real, it's substantial, it's sizable. So we're gonna see more and more economies, particularly in emerging markets, looking to align themselves with this growing currency movement. It's really exciting, but also it's gonna come with some fireworks, as you said.
I got just 30 seconds. Let me squeeze it in if you can. You just talked about all these other countries either adopting a form of crypto, their own digital currency. There's a good piece in FT about the loss of privacy. Is that something individuals need to consider as these countries try to elbow their way into this game?
Absolutely. Central bank digital currencies are the antithesis or the opposite of cryptocurrencies. That is about control, surveillance money. Cryptocurrencies, and particularly Bitcoin, is really attempting to achieve something totally different. So buyer beware. Just know that dollars on a blockchain is not the same as a Bitcoin. Both super useful, but very different value propositions, and the market's certainly pricing it that way.
Melton, great stuff as usual. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Now I want to bring in from Defiance ETF, their CIO, Sylvia Jablonski. And Sylvia, your thoughts on Bitcoin and crypto here?
Yeah, so I thought that it was really interesting that Bitcoin.
All right, for those of you who just joined in, we're going to see together Ape Strong. The trailer and the directors are going to be coming out right now in about 5 minutes, and they're going to be showing the trailer of the movie. So should be coming up soon within the next 5-10 minutes. For now, AMC is at 58.30. Having a nice update today, up 18%, looking great. AMC doing very well today. It's set up for a nice week right here. It took a breather after it broke the $60 mark and pulled back to around 55 by the dip opportunity, and now at 58. So in a few minutes, we're going to have here Charles Payne interviewing the directors of Apes Together Strong, and we'll be seeing the trailer shortly.
Come up with something here. I think that actually propels the currency forward further.
I think it's going to happen. I mean, we know it's going to happen. We don't know how or when, but I bet you it happens sooner rather than later. And since you mentioned, how bullish you are on it, there's a small outfit that's now offering 401ks where you can actually have exposure to cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Is that smart for viewers watching this show? I mean, again, as a long-term investment, it would seem to me you would want a percentage of your investment in there. I don't know what it would be, but you want some exposure long-term, no?
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think especially if you're, just starting out in the industry and you're just starting your first 401k plan, I mean, this is the payment of the future. This is, blockchain, digital currencies are, I'm convinced, going to be the way of the future. Having the opportunity to put 5% of your income there.
For those of you just joining, they're going to show the trailer right now for the new movie, Apes Together Strong. They're going to be interviewing the directors. So it should be coming up within the next 5-10 minutes, and we're gonna see first look for the new trailer, Apes Together Strong.
Long-term view, it's certainly worth taking a gander on more volatile assets. And in my mind, it's become more interesting than gold. I realize it's not as stable, but I think it's more interesting as an investment.
Although I will say to the older folks, it's probably going to be a lot more exciting trading it than it will be playing shuffleboard at the old folks' home. Less than a minute to go. Let me get to one of your ETFs. The quantum computing story. I absolutely love it. And you've got so many interesting names there. What's the latest?
Yeah, so the latest on this has been rallying as of late. We've seen the recovery in some of the tech and growth names since last Friday. And I think with the 10-year getting, kind of put down, and then the inflation number didn't seem to impact the market all that much. So it has rallied in the last few days. The idea here is, the future of computing, it's machine learning, it's solving equations and probabilities to come out with more efficient outcomes for the medical field, for defense, for driverless cars, and for AI. So it's really the way we're going to think and innovate in terms of machine learning in the future.
And it's so hard to get exposure to those names with traditional big equity in this.
For those of you just joining, we're going to see a trailer right now, Apes Together Strong. They're going to be interviewing the directors. So it should be coming up in a few minutes. First look at the new movie.
We love law enforcement, but this is where maybe there could be an abuse of power. So is there an elegant solution? That's what we're seeking here. Plus, life has been a movie for retail investors, making a killing on those shorted stocks. Now, two brothers are making the movie a reality, and they join me right after the break.
To the hedge funds that are trying to screw over a company that we like. You.
All right, thanks for joining the live stream. So it should be coming up after the break here. We're going to have a first look for the trailer, Apes Together Strong. AMC on a complete tear right now, up 18%. I broke the $60 level. Right now it's at 58. Just doing great right now. And just like some of the other stocks, GME right now, slightly down, $7. Down 3%, but AMC and Wish doing very well right now, up $1.50, up 15%. So Apes Together Strong trailer should be coming out right now within the next 5 minutes for the first look, and let's just see what this is about. I wonder if we're gonna have Pro the Doge come out. I believe he's gonna come out in this movie, and we also have Roaring Kitty. Obviously, I think he should be coming out too, but we're gonna see what the directors have to say, and we'll check out what the movie's about. Right now, AMC stabilizing here at around 58, between 58 and $60. Very strong week, looking like a nice setup to be a strong week here for AMC. Let's see if we have some short interest information here. Let's take a look here if there is some short interest information on AMC. Let's see what the latest have to say about the numbers. Let's take a look here. So currently right now, AMC, short interest update. AMC is up 16% at the moment. Right now it's actually 17% at the moment. Estimated short interest is currently increasing with today's borrows almost doubled returns now. It's 12.75% of free float. So short interest slightly higher right now to 12.75. I believe this number was at 11% on Friday. So short interest going up today as AMC is going up. So creating more momentum there.
November 8th, we were planning on going into the city of Fallujah for Operation Phantom Fury, and After the sun went down, we mounted up on our vehicles and rolled up to the city. Just outside of the city, I was on top of a vehicle. A couple of IEDs went off. I took shrapnel, which resulted in the loss of my arm and a leg, and here I am today. When I entered the house today, it was a little overwhelming to see how beautiful everything turned out. As far as a smart
financial storm no one knew was coming.
Well, I did it, folks. I made my first magazine cover. Well, it's not a real magazine, but it is a real honor. For those who are not paying attention, the term apes is just part of this self-deprecating humor and really defiance heaped upon those folks in the Reddit investor community. It's what they call themselves because they love it and they're having a lot of fun with it. By the way, Wall Street also calls them dumb money. Listen, most investors watching this show, they call you dumb money as well. But these renegades have turned it all on its head, and they really are trying to change the game in many ways, including forcing rules to sort of level the playing field for all investors, including individual investors. I have, myself, I've always backed the individual investor. In fact, I've always hated the disrespect that they've received from the elites on Wall Street. I mentioned one of these things in my book, Unstoppable Prosperity. Quote, for years, Wall Street has dissed individual investors as being the perfect foils and easy marks when it comes to stock market tops. I can tell you right now, I've said it many times in this show, the real herd mentality is from this so-called smart money. But the great question today is, who are the investing apes? Well, I can tell you that they are amazing people that want to change their lives. In fact, their story being captured in a documentary called Apes Together, Strong.
I don't believe that the story of this community has been told yet from an insider's perspective, and I think that's paramount to understand some of the culture and the social dynamics of what's really going on.
We are just tired of just surviving.
Not having to work 12-hour shifts.
Life has always felt like you couldn't win.
I'm a nobody, really. I'm a guy who just needs a win.
It's alarming how little we know about the inner workings of the market.
These events are part of a larger story about the intersection of finance and technology.
What we're trying to say here is that there are these shares that are just kind of floating around, being borrowed and being lent and lent again. We just know that there are more shares out there than the company had originally issued.
All right, here are the filmmakers, Finley and Quinn Mulligan. And first of all, guys, congratulations on the documentary. When I first saw it, it brought a lump to my throat, a tear to my eyes when I watched the trailer. So what inspired you to make this in the first place?
Thanks, Charles. First off, thanks for having us on the show. We appreciate the platform. What first inspired us to make this film are the people, and you saw all of those people in that trailer that you watched. They were robbed in January, just like us. We've been in this from the start, and as things went on, as we watched the mainstream media make fun of, disparage, denigrate these normal, everyday people, we decided that we had to stand up, use our own voice, and tell their stories the best way that we know how, which is filmmaking.
You know, I got to tell you, I was struck by the fact that this movement is so amazing. It breaks through nationalities, it breaks through race, it breaks through age. All of the stuff that, to be quite honest with you, that the elites have always kept us at each other's throats about, that have made us really powerless. How come it's touched so many different people? I mean, talk to the audience about these different types of people from all over that you've met.
Yeah, and if by elite you mean the top moneymakers in the country and the people controlling Wall Street, then I absolutely agree. They've been keeping us divided and separated. And the people that we've met through the journey of beginning to start production on this film, they're extremely diverse. It's not right versus left. This is up versus down. These are people from Senegal. These are people from Europe, people from Delaware, Oregon. They're from all over the place. And a big thing that they're trying to get across is that they have not been given a fair shake, and they want a chance to make their lives better and to have a real say in Wall Street and our financial markets. I mean, these normal people are doing nothing more than buying and holding a stock in a company that they believe in to make their world a little bit better, and we don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Hey, how amazing is that, right? You're told, investing 101, buy and hold a stock. You buy and hold it, you're being called dumb, you're being denigrated, you're being beaten up. And by the way, the people that do this to you, they come on TV every other week and they've got something new. They say you're gamifying the market. No, they tell you what the winners and losers are 10 minutes into the session. But you're the bad guy. This is what pisses me off. Now, give you an example. Article on Bloomberg over the weekend. I want to give you the title of it. Catching rides on meme mafia trades. God, I mean, it's just they never stop taking shots at this community. Does it embolden the community?
Absolutely. If they want to talk about mafia and organized crime, they can look in a mirror. We have been absolutely amazed, astounded by the pathetic nature that so many news networks and media companies have been portraying us. Any investor would tell you that the best thing you got to do is not fear the dips, trust your due diligence, and if nothing's changed in your fundamentals, you hang on. You know, GameStop, for instance, like we're long on that stock. That company is full of Amazon execs. It isn't going anywhere, but the articles still say, forget GameStop. What's the next Reddit stock? This is not a Reddit movement anymore. This has moved beyond that. These are normal people that love their stocks like AMC and GameStop. And they'll keep holding it as long as they continue to believe in their fundamentals. This is basic investing.
Do you see this movement growing stronger? And what's next for the Mulligan brothers?
Next for us is to get on the road and capture these stories. We're crowdfunding right now. And what you can do is go to apestogotherstrongdoc.com. And if you're sick of being stepped on, lied about, lied to, denigrated, as you said, please support the film, and we are here to tell your story, all of you out there who've been put down by the financial system that we've found ourselves in. There's no leaders in this. These are normal people just wanting a better life, and they deserve better than the media has given them.
I agree.
Finley, Quinn, thank you both very much. Keep pushing, guys. Keep pushing. Appreciate it. Thank you. It's an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you, Charles.
The FBI's attempt to confiscate $86 million from a bunch of safety deposit boxes backfiring as they've kept money from folks who aren't even charged with crimes. What this means for the protection of your own personal property. Also, what you're going to need to know as we head into the final hour of trading coming up.